Okay, we're going to try this again. I don't think it's going to work. And I'm sure, no, I'm sure that it would if I was a little more Facebook savvy. But, okay, so we'll give everybody just a few minutes to get on. You can say hi again. Hi, everybody. Yeah. Yes, you're very cute. You're very, very cute. Okay, so again, we'll give everybody a few moments to get on.
Everyone get on already. Everyone get on already.
Yeah, well, Miss Tiffany's on. Hi, Miss Tiffany.
Hi, Miss Tiffany.
So we're going to try this from outside in the backyard, and I'm hoping that this will work okay. And just trying to keep it casual and light. And I'm going to give everybody just a few minutes to get on here. Love you too, Tiff. Thank you for the comments. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. I'm very nervous. I never get nervous. Okay, so I'm going to step away for just a moment while we let folks jump back on, since I had to stop the first one, and I'm going to grab one other thing. So I will be right back, and I'll see you just in a moment. Don't touch anything on here, Nicholas, okay?
Yay!
I want you to stop messing with that sunscreen.
But Mama, my bug bites are itchy. Mama?
Yes, Miguel.
I think the hot sun is bringing me hot.
Okay, if you want to sit down and watch your iPad, you can watch it right there and drink your Gatorade. Okay, let's see.
I'm cold.
All right. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Okay, so going to... I am just not as internet and Facebook savvy as I wish I were. So, I'm going to see if it helps to have my laptop on at the same time. I can see comments, and hi Kelly, thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. I don't know that I'm able to get my friend Leslie here, but I did tell her that I would share the video with her thereafter, so if I can't seem to figure this out. So we'll see. I am expecting for Lisa to join us, and I'm hoping that my friend Tanisha down from Carlsbad will be able to join us as well. And I appreciate your patience as we just give everybody a few minutes to log on. I'll show you kind of what's going on in my life right now while we wait. So we're out in the backyard enjoying a beautiful day. Nicholas is taking a little break from his hard work playing in the sprinklers and to enjoy a little iPad tablet time. And then I have my other buddy down here, Luke Skywalker. Luke, can you say hi? No. Okay. He's probably more interested in what Nicholas might be eating over there. So, we had Nicholas's last soccer practice this morning for the team that he was on, and that was fun, but I do have to say that there are just too many of these things happening right now where he is changing and promoting and graduating preschool and starting kindergarten and all of that. So, anyhow, I'm just going to try to see if it might help for me to be logged in from my laptop as well. Thank you again for your patience. Not ever done this really in this manner before, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Tanisha, you figured it out. Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. I was just telling the gals, the two gals that are on here already, that I'm completely Facebook and social media illiterate. So just the fact that I knew how to do this was kind of impressive. But I'm glad you're here. And let me just get into the event in Facebook so that perhaps I might be able to avoid any other problems we might have. I know there's a couple gals that won't be able to be here right now with us live because it's Memorial Day weekend and everybody's really busy, and so okay, here we go. I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there. Thank you so much for your patience, ladies. I really appreciate it. Okay, great. All right, well, I think what we'll do is go ahead and get started because, again, I know that there at least one of the gals that was invited to this. She actually is in Southern California right now, and so she will be catching this in a replay later. So hopefully everyone that wants to be here live will be able to figure out how to do it, and everyone who can't be here live will figure out how to watch the replay. So I will take care of that. If you can't tell already, I am a little nervous, which is odd because I don't really get nervous. But I think because this topic of health and fitness has been such a sensitive and overbearing and just loathsome topic for more of my life than it hasn't been, that it's just one of those things. So I appreciate the comments already and the thumbs up, and so I will appreciate those throughout, or questions, or just anything that shows that you're hanging in there with me. I really appreciate it. I had contemplated even practicing or doing a run through, and then I thought, no, because then it will just seem more, I didn't want it to seem fake. I wanted just to be coming to you from my heart. And as I said in the invite, you all are here because you're currently on a health and fitness journey, you're aware of mine and have probably endured part of that, or we've talked about it either recently or just sometime in the past. So I'm really glad that you all are here. What I really wanted to share with you all was the fact that, thank you, Kelly, was the fact that I feel very blessed to finally, in my 40th year on this planet, on this side of heaven, to have found a health and fitness lifestyle that is quite sustainable and consistent and not a fad and not anything that is overwhelming and takes over every faction of my life, and something that I feel very confident to be able to walk in as an example for Nicholas. He's 4, almost 5, and a huge prayer that I had when I became pregnant was that I would not pass along this lifelong struggle with health and fitness to my child. And so I'm very thankful and feel very blessed to have found a lifestyle that is sustainable and I keep using the word lifestyle because that's what it is. So I wanted to share it, and the reason I'm sharing it here is because I just thought it would be an easy way to share it with a handful of people that either know me really well or have an interest in the topic, and I appreciate your patience with me. So narrowed it down, and there really are 4 elements to the lasting results that I have found. 4 elements that I'm able to hone in on and kind of outline for the lasting results that I have finally found in this lifelong struggle. And for those of you that don't know my story, I will speak to it somewhat in here. Those of you that do know what an amazing blessing it is for me to be able to sit here and honestly say that I have found something that has been a game changer and that I feel like will be the way the rest of life is. And I'll also speak to the fact that my husband's on board with it, which any of you who know him would be like, what? But he is. Okay. So anyhow, let's just dive in. So I have some notes here because I don't want to ramble, and I know that I told you I would keep this to an hour or less. So I'm going to just try to kind of keep peeking to that. So the 4 elements that I know have helped me to gain success in my health and fitness journey and are now helping me to get lasting results and translate into a lifestyle. 1 is fitness, lifelong habit of fitness. 2, clean eating and portion control. 3, dense nutrition. And 4, accountability. Now, 3 and 4 were the hugest game changers for me when I first started on this new season in my health and fitness journey. And I will talk to those in a moment. But first, I'm going to talk about the first 2, which were my least favorite things to talk about or to deal with: fitness, clean eating, and portion control. So first of all, what I have found in this new journey is that fitness needs to become, and has become for me, a part of my lifestyle. Fitness meaning exercise, consistent exercise, whether that be yoga. Most of you know that I love running, and Luke Skywalker, who's around here somewhere, loves to run with me. Love to run, especially in New Mexico weather most of the time. And whether it be going to the gym, weights, dance, what have you, but some kind of movement, right? Some kind of movement has to be a part of my life. It has to be consistent. My life consistently has always been spurts. Join a gym and go, and have all these lengthy routines, and then burn out on that. Join an exercise group and go, or curves, or not to say anything's wrong with any of this stuff that I might mention. I'm just saying what's worked for me, of course. But it's always just been in very much spurts and then kind of a burnout, because there was no way for me in my lifestyle that I could maintain the kind of pace and the kind of all-in type of mentality that I have. Some of you know that I have struggled with depression and anxiety for many years, and had several years of a very dark season. And thankfully, no longer in that dark season, but still I'm very aware of how those mental illnesses affect my life, and I can definitely feel them during my cycle and that kind of stuff. And what I have found is that if I can move, if I can get those endorphins going, if I can do something physical consistently, that my brain is so much happier. When I would do my spurts in the past and I would go, I'd feel okay, I'd feel better mentally, and then of course I would stop, and then everything would be like blah, and I literally could feel Mr. Doom, like, knocking at the door of my brain saying, "Oh, I'm going to come in and overwhelm you with darkness." And so anyhow, I found that it's just really, really good for the mental health, my mental health, to just have a consistent exercise program and to just move. I also adore that in doing so consistently rather than just sporadically and going all in and then stopping and all in and stopping, that I'm setting a good example for Nicholas. Because again, a huge prayer is that I do not pass along this lifelong struggle to him. And so I love that he either watches me lace up my running shoes, and then he gets a kick out of the fact that mommy gets really sweaty when she comes back, or she's really sweaty when she comes back from her run, because I don't glisten. I sweat. I'm not one of those glamorous workout ladies. I sweat. And, but that's okay, because then I feel like I worked out, right? And then also, when I do workouts at home, in the house, if you haven't already seen some of the pictures, I can post some of how he likes to join in, and he likes to participate and cheer me on, and he's obviously an amazing cheerleader. So I needed, though, something workable. I needed something that would fit into my life. So very busy. I am a wife and obviously a mother. And we have pets out of the wazoo, and which is a great problem to have. I work full time. Excuse me. Yes.
I need a cookie stack to go with this.
We'll go in and get them. You know where they are. Go ahead. Excuse me. I work full time outside of the house. So on top of the full-time job of wife and mother, and I work full-time outside of the house a lot, and we're very active in our church and in a couple of church ministries. I work with students, middle school students, because, you know, crazy like that, and then we work with the marriage ministry, and so we're very busy, and we're just chocked full of responsibilities. And I know that several of you here have children, lots of kids, have husbands, have full-time jobs, or single moms, so you're wearing both hats and doing all of it all the time. So needless to say, I needed something workable. In fact, when Nicholas was born, and I kind of was on the very cusp of this journey of like, I really want to be a better role model for him, health and fitness wise, than what I had set for myself leading up to that. That was one of the reasons that I started running. I had never been a runner before. I'd always been a gym girl, and I'd get out of the house and go and spend hours doing something else. But I didn't want to take time away from him. Tanisha, yes. You have lots of kids that are adorable and lovely, and I'm always in awe of you. And anyhow, sorry. That was one of the reasons that I started running. Never been a runner, but I didn't want to take more time away from Nicholas to go to the gym or to go to an exercise class or go out of the house. So I went to a consignment shop that my friend Lisa had referred me to, and I found a secondhand jogging stroller and just laced up whatever tennis shoes I had in the closet at the time, and we started running together. So at least I was moving, and I had him with me. Obviously he slept most of the time because he was like a little amoeba at the time, but that's what worked. Of course, he is gigantic and way off the charts, no longer fits in a jogging stroller. I have one for sale if someone would like it. So I needed something workable, and I needed something that would really fit into the busy lifestyle. I cannot believe that the workout programs that I have found and that I have access to now, that I'll talk about in a while, are 30 minutes. Maximum, I think, if I have done a workout at home rather than running, I think maximum, including warm-up and cool-down, is 40 minutes. And that's like an exception to the rule. Blew me away, and I didn't believe it, because I always felt like I needed to torture myself, and I would never see results if I wasn't actually like dying and miserable and hating the process. Obviously reflecting a lot back to my gym days and just ridiculous habits. But anyhow, what I've done now is I actually have access to hundreds of incredible, mapped out, tested, unbelievable workout programs that I can stream at home or from my phone, which I have done, and when I've been traveling in a hotel. And I do a hybrid of that with running. Okay, so I found a couple other folks that participate in this lifestyle that like to run, and they've created these hybrid programs. So there was no way that I could give up running, because through these last 4 years I've fallen in love with it, done a few races. Luke Skywalker would lose his mind if I didn't take him running, and I just love the fresh air. But because I can't take Nicholas with me running, I wanted to be able to do something at home where he could be a part of it, or at least watch me and enjoy it with me. So I found some hybrids, and that's what I'm doing now. And for the first time in my life, or at least the first time in 20 plus years, I can say that because of integrating these workout programs, and some of them you've heard of, Insanity, P90X, Country Heat, none of those which I've done. I will speak to the ones that I've done because I've kind of tiptoed into this, and those just seem insane, obviously, but they're pretty awesome. They've all have amazing rock star, world-renowned trainers that have designed them and tested them, and they're all mapped out. And that's how I am. I have my notes. I need to look at something. I need you to tell me what to do. So now, instead of my drive to the gym now, and my checking into the gym time is however long it takes me to turn my laptop on, or to lace up my running shoes if it's a running day for me. And that's incredible. So I'm not spending that time driving to the gym or driving here or there. Now, I will say that I know some people love going to the gym. And some people need that. Some people need to get out of their home environment. They want to exit out of that and go there.
Mama,
and what I'm speaking of...
Mama,
Yes?
I'm still hungry for blue chips.
I'll get you some in a little bit, sweetie. But what I'm speaking to, actually a lot of these programs have printouts that go along with them. And like I said, you can stream them from your phone. And there's tons of amazing weightlifting programs like Body Beast and what have you, which I have seen amazing results in some women. That you can take with you to the gym. So again, this is a lifestyle where you're trying to find something that's consistent for you. But for me, as a busy mom, busy wife, busy working, all that good stuff, the coolest thing for me is that I can get a workout in 30 minutes. And getting back to where I was, the first time in 20 plus years that I don't have to settle and just say, you know what, I was just born with this body. And I'm always going to have this. And for me, my trouble area has been my thighs forever. And my butt. But I've been instructed by my husband that the butt is not supposed to go anywhere, which is fine. But anyhow, the problem area there. And then as you get older, you kind of get problem areas everywhere. But I kind of had settled to the fact, like, I'm not going to really be able to transform my body, but I can lose weight. And that's fine. And, you know, that's kind of was my goal. I can tell you guys that since I started doing these hybrids, where I'm doing some of the at-home workouts that have been designed and mapped out scientifically by these incredible trainers, that for the first time in 20 plus years, I'm actually seeing transformations in my body that I'm kind of excited about. I might actually be able to change the way a few things sit and hang or don't hang. And although I've strived for the last decade of my life to not find my worth in the size of my pants or the number on the scale, there is something very empowering with knowing that I might be able to make that change for me, for myself. Tanisha has a question, are there weights in these? Yes, in fact, I'll speak to that, and I can talk to you more about that as well later. The program that I'm doing right now, 21-Day Fix, uses weights, I think, in 5 of the 7 workouts. There are some, and they're more for toning, strengthening, definitely not for bulking up, but there are a couple programs out there in this workout family that are all about shredding and like getting cut, getting ready for a bikini competition, that kind of stuff, where these women and men are pumping like crazy weights. I have enjoyed incorporating the weights, and I know that's where some of this game changer is coming from, because I was just running, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Running is fantastic. I love it. It's my favorite thing. I see that my good friend Devin just joined. She's actually training for the Duke City Marathon right now, which is like, holy cow, that's twice as long as I've ever run in my life. Running has been a game changer for me, but adding those weights in and doing the strength training is where I'm now seeing that shift, and I'm actually like, holy cow, my booty, it's actually like a little bit higher. anyways, okay. So, there's everything. There's hundreds of tested beautiful things. If you like yoga, if you like Pilates, if you like country music, you can work out to country music. I'm doing what's called the 21-day fix right now, which is cardio and strength training and toning. And whoo, it kicks my booty, but I love it. There's so much. I won't list them all because I will miss a bunch. But there's just amazing trainers as well. What I have found, for those of you that enjoy running, is that when I finally added the strength training and the aerobic exercise into, and I started doing the hybrid programs, now when I go out for my runs, I can see a difference, and it's actually taken about 30 to 35 seconds off of my time per mile. So I had heard that, but I was kind of in that runner's mentality of like, all I need to do in life is run, which is great. Hey, people are amazing. But for me, adding this in and kind of being more of a Renaissance woman when it came to health and fitness has really upped my running game. So maybe I might start training for another run. We'll see. I don't know. Anyways, what I'm getting at, though, is with component 1, is that this is the first time in my life that I've ever believed, and I truly believe it, that fitness, movement, working out will be something that will be sustainable and consistent for as long as I can do it, for as long as the Lord lets me do it. Whereas in the past, it was always like, I have an event, I'm getting married, I've got to lose weight. I'm going to be on stage for X, Y, and Z. I've got to lose weight. Oh my God, I've never worn this big size of pants. I've got to lose weight. So it's like, oh, I've never been this heavy. I've got to lose weight. So it was like an all-in and, 2 hours a day or an hour a day, depending, and miserable. I'd loathe it and hate it and be miserable and not taking care of myself. And then who can sustain that? Maybe back in my single days I could kind of sustain it, but definitely not in a healthy way, because at that time I was also doing lots of other things that weren't healthy. But I can sustain this. I can sustain this now in the season of life that I'm in now, because, and I will say this, even to those of you that have schedules that blow my mind, you can find 30 minutes a day. You can either get up earlier, you can stay up later, you can use your lunch hour if you get one. You can find 30 minutes a day because you're not driving anywhere, unless you choose to use these at the gym. You're turning on your laptop and throwing on some shoes. You can find that. And if you're doing it at home in front of your kids or in front of your family, you're also role modeling an amazing lifestyle. Except when you're trying to do a plank and your 52-pound 4-year-old tries to jump on your back while you're doing that. But anyhow, so Junior participates, Luke Skywalker participates in the runs. I believe this is, I know that this is the answer to my fitness woes that I have had for the last 25 years, because this is sustainable. And there's a rest day, at least one. Take a rest day. Listen to your body. I usually take a rest day on Sunday because I take a nap on Sundays. I love Sundays. You just make it work. Like I said earlier, I was traveling. I was in Indianapolis in January. I had my phone with me. I didn't want to even carry my laptop. And there's an app, and I uploaded the app, and I streamed a workout and did it right there in my hotel room. It was fantastic. So, a side note to that for me, because I chose that the gym thing was no longer anything that I needed, got to cancel my gym membership. And I can't even imagine how many dollars I have spent with gym memberships and contracts where I would sign up and go for a week or go for 6 months and then not go again. And it was a year-long type of contract that I couldn't even keep up with. Anyways, okay, so let me move on. If you have questions about the fitness part of what I'm talking about, let me know. After this is over, I will post some pictures that are kind of fun that show Nicholas involved. I can even post a picture of the running hybrid that I've done, and the weights and things like that. But it's been remarkable, and I am so thankful to finally have a fitness program that will go with me for life. I see programs in there for all ages, all fitness levels, all sizes, all shapes. And so, you know, that's just, I'm in. Okay, so number 2, clean eating and proper portions. So that's my second element in my success. Okay, what does that mean we're about to talk about? About to talk about food. Food. Okay, so food. Some of you know me extremely well and have put up with me for decades, and thank you for that. And so you know that, you know my story, my testimony, that food has been a drug for me, and struggled with that for a long time. In looking back at my life, I look at my relationship with food in 3 different seasons. 1, I used food as comfort at a very young age. I used it as a way to comfort and numb myself from just crappy stuff that happened when I was young. And looking back, I can see how I did that even at a very young age. Later on in life, I continued to use it as comfort because, you know, those things don't go away until you deal with them. But I also used it as control. Yes, I do have control issues. I just talked about how I love the fitness program because it's all mapped out, tells me exactly what I'm going to do every day and I don't have to think about it. I appreciate, you know, all of that. So I used it as control, used it as a way to control the chaos, and that turned into an insanely ridiculous eating disorder, which almost took my life. Praise God it didn't, and thankfully, yes, Tanisha, I agree, yes. Thankfully, made it through that, but I was sick. I mean, just very sick. I have an addictive and compulsive personality anyways, which I'm, you know, have learned how to understand and, you know, deal with in the latter years of my life. But when you're a teenager in your early 20s, like, you know, those are all just like come together as a really perfect storm. So, by the grace of God, I was able to survive the eating disorder, got the help, sorted through that. It's a very difficult disease to deal with because unlike unlike alcohol and drugs, you can't just give it up if you're addicted to it. You have to still eat food, so you have to learn how to have a healthier relationship with it. So even though I stopped with the binging and purging part of my eating disorder that was literally like taking my life, I still had an extremely unhealthy relationship with food. As I said, you know, you still have to have it. It's not like you can just say, I'm never going to touch this thing that I'm addicted to, if it's food. So for me, my 3rd season in my relationship with food is all in or nothing. I was either all in, thinking about food, thinking about what I was eating, planning the calorie count, or if I was on whatever fad at the moment, you know, counting my carbs, counting my proteins, Atkins, Sugar Busters, whatever it was everything. It was everything, and even if I wasn't eating or about to eat or had just finished eating, I was still thinking about food for the next one or planning it. And I was addicted to the processed and the yucky foods, the 100-calorie packs of this, or the engineered nutrition bar that I would go and spend an inordinate amount of money on because I bought it at a, you know, health food store, GNC or whatever. Again, nothing to say bad about GNC. They have good things, but, you know, just for me, you know, if you can't pronounce the chemicals on the back, it's probably not something that's good for you. Anyhow, huge slippery slope for me because if I would go crazy regimented, then I would then come back around to that comfort and control cycle. And, excuse me, Nicholas, that's not okay right now. I will in just a moment, okay? So that I would come back around to the control cycle, okay? So then I would begin with the binging and purging again. So it's just a very vicious cycle if I was in the all-in, non-stop thinking about food thing. Or it was nothing. Like, I would just say, I got to be free from this. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm not going to count calories. I'm not even going to even think about what I eat. And because I have an affinity to sweets and pastries and carbs and whatever and ice cream and all that is down that line, I would just do it all. I just eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, however much. And so it was very much all or nothing. Well, obviously, you know, that puts you on this like huge yo-yo, which is terrible for your body anyways. I always just found it was very scary for me if I even started paying attention to food. Because if I started paying attention to food, then I started feeling restricted. And once I started feeling restricted was when I felt deprived, and I would feel like, oh, I feel so deprived, I need to now go eat an entire pizza. Okay, so anyhow, leading into when I turned 40, and I figured it has to be time to stop. Has to be time to stop with these terrible habits, right? There has to be a better way to live. I really wanted the next 40 years or however long left I have to be so much more peaceful than the first 40 when it came to food or health and fitness overall. So I prayed. I just said, you know, Lord, I've obviously tried this on my own and I suck at it. I really, really am terrible at this. So I prayed on it and I asked for something. I needed a change. And what I was led to was Romans 12:1. I actually posted a meme of it a picture of it a little earlier. Therefore, I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your body as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. That scripture was really helpful to me because I had always compartmentalized health and fitness. I'd always said, here's my dating life or my married life, and here's my friend life, and here's my work life, and here's my health and fitness life. And somehow in that scripture I realized, like, hey, I want my faith, I want Jesus to be a part of everything I do. And he's telling me in the last phrase of that scripture that by honoring my body, by taking care of it and feeding it well and keeping it moving, that it's actually a spiritual act of worship. So maybe I can take this out of a box and I could have this be a whole lifestyle. So that gave me some hope. But I still didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know what the next step was going to look like. And so when I received an invite from my friend Kelly to be a part of her health and fitness journey and what had been working for her. And I surprised myself by saying, okay, I'm in. Excuse me. Nicholas, you can't do that right now. Okay, go in and get one, okay?
No, I won't.
So I surprised myself by saying I'm all in. I'm a true cynic and a skeptic, and I am the first one to say, like, no, I'm good. But because I had just been praying on this and asking the Lord, like literally in desperation, like just give me something to change this huge thorn in my side when it comes to food and health and fitness, I really just, I felt like when Kelly invited me that it was a blessing, and it was kind of an invitation from the Lord to try this that he might have for me. So I just did it. And with the program that Kelly introduced me to came several things. One, the fitness that I talked about, the access to the fitness programs. And two came what's called Portion Fix. And talked about portions. It includes color-coded containers and a booklet and an app and all these amazing recipes. And really just kind of brought everything easy to food. And it was very simple, and it's very simple to follow and very easy to follow. And now that I've participated for as long as I have, I've seen how women have had amazing results in it by using the Portion Fix. But I'm going to be honest with you. I've treaded very lightly when it comes to the food and the healthy food and portion control part of my health and fitness journey, because it's a slippery slope, like I shared with you before. I didn't want to go all in and start feeling, oh God, I have to think about food, and I have to think about portions, I have to think about it all the time. So I treaded very lightly, and I actually focused more on number 3 and 4, which I'll get to in a moment. And I just recently have started, just this last month, really implementing the portion fix and the plan that came to me a while back. But what I did do early on is I committed to a couple of principles that this new health and fitness lifestyle really, really stands behind. One, I committed to switching to clean foods. And Tanisha, I see there how you said it helped you feel amazing. Isn't it? I mean, we hear it. I've heard it for years. But why wouldn't a 100-calorie pack of Oreos be okay? It's just 100 calories, right? Nothing against Oreos. I still have one sometimes. Why wouldn't that be something to have every day? Because it's not clean. And the concept of eating food that's clean, that's whole, that comes from the ground. My grandfather was a farmer rancher, my favorite guy up to the 2 Nicks now of my life. And so he used to talk about that. I never knew what he meant. But eating clean, not putting processed, yucky foods. If it's whole, if it's real, if it's honest food. This program, this health and fitness season of my life has made that simple. So I committed to doing that, to clean eating, and to an 80-20 rule that was talked about a lot. Because I thought, I can do that. Then I won't ever feel deprived. 80-20, meaning eating clean 80% of the time, indulging 20% of the time. Indulging, for me, that's usually Mexican food with lots of cheese and lots of chili and lots of refried beans. And all that good stuff. Or maybe it's, ice cream, brownies, something like that. But I'll speak to something about that in a little bit. What I found, and the other thing that I adopted immediately, was I started drinking a lot of water. I always had drank a lot of water, but I also did a ton of Diet Cokes, because why not? There's no calories, right? So I scaled back on the Diet Cokes and started drinking a lot more water. So early on in my journey, I did those 3 things first, was the eating clean, the 80-20 rule, allowing myself the 20% of indulgence a week so that I wouldn't feel deprived and go down that slippery slope that I talked about earlier, and then the water. And I got amazing results just by making those changes, and it was a lot simpler than I expected. And then in doing so, again, I'm coming back to the fact that then I'm setting a better example for Nicholas, and I was able to do those things without having to think about it a lot. Now, again, like I said, I'm just now fully getting to where I'm incorporating the portion fix using the containers and the color coding system, which is beyond simple. I've done the Weight Watchers, which worked for me really well for a while. Excuse me. What's wrong, sweetie?
I hurt my eye.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
It stinks.
Did you put sunscreen in it?
Yeah.
Did you get sunscreen in your eye?
Yeah.
Go get me a washcloth and put some water on it, and I'll help you, okay? I know I don't need to apologize for that interruption, but so I'm just fully incorporating that. It's so simple. Like I said, I was doing Weight Watchers years ago, and I did see results, but for me it wasn't lasting because it required a lot of tracking and a lot of effort. And it also allows, at the time, I don't know what the new program is for them, but it allowed a ton of processed foods and all the artificial foods. And just like Tanisha said earlier, it's been a life changer, as far as my energy level and how I'm feeling and everything. Now that I have incorporated the portion fix and I'm following that, I have been pleasantly surprised that it's so easy, doable, and that it works. And now those that don't have, come over here.
Oh.
Here, I'll help you, sweetie. Those that don't have or haven't struggled with food or don't have food addictions can incorporate that right away. And the women that I have spent time with now on this same journey that have done so and just implement it right away, I mean, their results are beyond impressive as well. So now let me tell you, going into number 3, what is helping me make the clean eating decisions and allowing the portion fix part of my transition to now work. I do want to make a note that last night my husband and Nicholas and I had dinner at Pizza Barn out in Edgewood. Nicholas, come over here, sweetie. Let me help you. At Pizza Barn. Best pizza outside of New York City, okay? And I enjoyed it. I had 2 pieces. It was so good, okay? So that's what I'm talking about as far as the 80-20. You have to be able to enjoy something still. But with number 3, I have found that making those clean eating decisions and the cravings for the junk and the processed food have really completely changed for me. Number 3 is dense nutrition, like I said early on. And as I said also early on, number 3 and 4 were the elements that I really just dove into head first when I started this journey. But number 3 has been the game changer. This is, Devin, pasta. So let's talk about pasta. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yes, so pasta, if you can do it in whole format, like whole grain. Nicholas, that's how you got your eye hurt. Please stop. Please put that aside and not play with it anymore, okay? If you can do it whole grain, I'm going to walk. So hopefully I'm not going to make anyone dizzy. Or there's this really amazing thing that I see a lot is zoodles. So it's vegetables that are actually noodles, and there's like an instrument and a tool that people use to make them. And so that would be cleaner. If you can imagine, pasta is mostly made, like the old-fashioned Italian pasta is mostly made with white flour, right? So then, therefore, it wouldn't be considered clean. But it's certainly, not the worst thing you can eat. But you can also eat it because you're doing 80-20, right? So if your big thing, you can eat it, yeah, when you're indulging in the 20%. So back to the dense nutrition, okay? So this, by far, has been the biggest game changer for me since I started this new journey. And ironically, when I started the journey, it was the thing I had the least amount of faith in. I was like, oh, blah, 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 shakes. I've done this. I've done shakes before. I've spent so much money on shakes and supplements and all of that good stuff. But because, like I said, I was all in, I was desperate, and I really felt like this was a godsend, I just was like, let's do it. Why not? If I'm going to do this, let's do it. And, I didn't figure it could hurt me any more than I'd already hurt myself throughout my life when it comes to health and fitness. So, I did the shakes. The shakes that I'm speaking of are called Shakeology. They are completely clean. Yes, I said it. They're clean. They're completely free of dyes. They are completely free of chemicals. I cannot pronounce every ingredient that's in Shakeology, but it's simply because so many of them are exotic and tropical fruits and veggies and grains and plants that I'd sound really stupid if I tried to, but it is the only shake on the market that is considered a whole food. In fact, the items that are in there are so untampered. They're either dried naturally or they're sun-dried or dried at a very low temperature and then pulverized so that they maintain their nutrients. Yes, sweetie. What's wrong, sweetheart?
It's hurting. It's steamy.
I know, baby. I think you got sunscreen in your eyes. Here, I want you to hold that right there. Hold it right there. Don't take it off. Okay?
But Mama, I can't.
Yes, you can. You want me to hold it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, even after that, it's tested for integrity, to maintain the integrity. I didn't care about any of that.
Mama?
When I first started this, I was like, I've done the shakes.
Mama.
I've done the engineered
Can you
nutrition.
still hold it?
Yes, I can hold it, sweetie.
God.
I've done the engineered nutrition. They taste gritty. They taste junky. It's all a fad. Oh, what are we doing now? I'm sorry, sweet. Here, just stand here. Shh. It's okay, sweetheart. I promise you're gonna be okay. I promise. Here you go. You okay? Just stand right there. Stand right next to me. Are you guys there? So, this is a real moment I'm going to share with you. My son, of course, is, injured, and so I'm trying to be mom. And while I'm talking to you, my husband, who I adore, who I know all of you adore, calls 7 times. I've declined it a bunch of times, and I'm trying to talk to you. So finally I clicked over, and I'm assuming that he's on fire or something, but he's not. So, deep breath. Okay, so anyhow, I didn't care about any of the goodness of Shakeology. In fact, my friend Kelly had sent some videos, and I hardly watched them because I was like, I don't really care. I'm just going to do this. Sure, sweetie. I'm going to do this because I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do right now. I don't care. I'd done all the other shakes that had all the engineered nutrition and the protein and the this and the that and the fake and the chemicals and stuff. The gritty shakes, the yummy shakes, the yucky shakes, all of them. So I just thought, I'm just going to do it. Well, I think Twan and Nick are very much alike, Tanisha. But anyhow, I'm glad you can empathize. So here is why I started caring about Shakeology. Now listen, probably too much information, but here's why. First one is too much information. Within 3 days, so you drink it daily. It can be either a meal replacement or a snack, depending on your health and fitness goals, and I'll speak about that in a moment. But I started after drinking it for 3 days straight, my digestion started regulating. Now, if you don't know what that means I started pooping regularly. And that's a big deal for me, okay? I, for my whole life, have struggled with that. Never had regularity. And I used to use cigarettes years ago to help me to go number 2. I had gotten to the point where, thankfully, I quit that many years ago, but gotten to the point where 2 to 3 times a week was normal. But then, at my worst, back in November, when I was just completely falling off the wagon, eating whatever, everything was processed, not drinking enough fluids, just blah, 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 I then was going like 1 to 2 times a week. And that's so unhealthy, obviously, especially when you're reminded by your husband that, people can go multiple times a day. Anyhow, okay, so I started noticing that, okay, so I was like, okay, this is pretty amazing. This is huge. This is really amazing. I also adored the taste. And I loved the taste. Let me just tell you about the recipes, okay? So Shakeology is designed to just, go in a shaker bottle or, whatever, and you mix it with water, and it's great like that. I've done it like that, especially when traveling, and it makes life so simple. I actually blend mine up. Most people will blend it up with ice, and then there are gazillions of recipes. My favorite one being chocolate with some peanut butter, clean peanut butter, and banana almond milk ice. Hello. And it tastes like a milkshake, like a treat. It doesn't taste like your requisite protein shake that you're getting at the gym bar, right? Or you're buying that tastes chalky and gritty. How much protein in it? You know what? Let me grab a bag while I'm talking to you guys. Okay, what else did I notice? Here's the weird thing that I can't figure out either. Okay, so there's this weird mystical thing that I did not believe could happen, but it has. And if it can happen for me, then it's true, because I am beyond addicted to carbs and processed and refined sugars and all of that. I'm looking right now. There are 17 grams of protein in 1 scoop, which is 1 serving, okay? So quite a bit of protein, obviously. So what's that, about 25% of what we need, depending on your health and fitness goals, obviously. But yeah, it's got a ton of protein. And originally, In fact, in my runner's magazine in November, it was actually marketed as a recovery drink, as a protein recovery drink. So obviously that's, you know, a huge thing. Anyhow, back to the other reason it was a huge game changer for me. Being hooked to processed foods, carbs, starches, refines, all that stuff. I really didn't know there was freedom from that. This stuff helps mystically get rid of those cravings. Now, those of you that know me well are like, really, girl? I have seen you down a bag of Oreos or a thing of Snicker bars or an entire pizza. Yes, I don't know. I'm telling you. And people that use it say it too, that it totally curbs your cravings. There's something about the way that it has been designed and all of these amazing ingredients put together that it takes away the body's desire for all this crap that we've gotten ourselves addicted to. Now, the clean eating certainly helps, because I'm sure if you've tried that, you find that you're craving it a little bit less. But I'm telling you guys, like Christmas time, when I'm baking chocolate cakes for people, for my family, and I'm drinking a chocolate Shaco instead, because I can easily say no to the cake. Now, I did have a slice of cake because of the 80-20 rule, but that's not normal, and that is not normal for me. I can tell you, I used to crave junk food, McDonald's, Wendy's, that kind of stuff. I stopped craving it early on when I would, in my journey, when I would still maybe consider that my 20%, my indulgence, and I would have it. It felt like crap. I don't know how else to explain it. There's just this mystical power that it has. It even says it on here. Well, anyways, I don't know. Anyhow, I'm taking too much time to explain this. So for me, that was huge. For someone who's been a food addict and struggled with food, that was huge. Now, because it has so much protein, it has a ton of fiber. I can post the nutritional facts for those of you that are really following that closely. And because it's a whole food, super dense nutrition, it's very filling as well. And then when you throw in other stuff, it's incredible. By nature, I do not eat healthy. I did not get this gift from my mother, who will like eat a salad 4 times a day. I don't crave that kind of stuff. It just doesn't happen. I don't make that kind of stuff very often. But here I'm having a salad literally in a drink, in a shake. So it's fantastic. It's just an amazing way to know that at minimum, once a day, you're getting an amazing superfood. And like 70 superfoods. We're talking like beyond amazing. And the fact that it's clean and it doesn't have any of those weird engineered chemicals and odd things that most things have. The other thing that it has is it has an inordinately amazing amount of vitamins, minerals, and all of these awesome things that go inside of it. So what I was able to do when I compared what's in the shake with what is in when I compared what's in the shake
I think
with
someone's here.
I know, sweetie, give me just a little bit. What was in my multivitamins that I was ordering every month that was very expensive, I was able to cancel my multivitamins and my supplements that I was ordering every month. So down a gym membership, down the vitamins, the custom vitamins and minerals. So that was huge. Now, the reason I say that was a game changer, the biggest game changer for me, was because when I very first started with this new health and fitness journey back in November, I really didn't do. Yes, sweetheart.
You have to open the door.
I'm not gonna get the door right now because I can tell it's someone just selling something. Okay, I saw them walking by a minute ago. Okay.
Mama, can you hold my eye?
Okay, so again, I didn't really jump in with the portion control, and I didn't really jump in with the fitness 100%. I was doing the running, and I was doing the, but I wasn't doing the fitness plan 100%. So I did the Shaco, though, religiously, every day. I drank it every single day, and weight came off. Bloat came off just by doing that. It does aid in weight loss. It also aids in lowering cholesterol, which I am so excited about because my husband has high cholesterol. We just found out. So anyhow, okay, so I need to wrap this up, I know, because I'm going way over time. I know we started a little late, so I'm trying to keep this within an hour. So number 4, the fourth element, and the last thing that I really the second thing that I really jumped on board with. So first was the Shakeology, which was a huge game changer. That alone, without the exercise and without the portion fix, I was losing weight, losing bloat, and I was feeling better, because you can't put 70 superfoods in your body every day without feeling better, right? But number 4, what is accountability? I don't know why, especially as women, we think we have to go through this health and fitness journey alone. Every time I would start a new program or start a new membership or a new whatever, it was really usually in secret. Maybe I didn't want to fail again or have to admit it, or when I fell off the wagon, I didn't want people to be like, well, of course she did, she's crazy when it comes to food or whatever. I don't know if it's a pride thing, but I don't know why we have to do it alone. But this was the other thing that was very different for me. But again, because I believe this was heaven sent, I just jumped in. Come here, Nicholas. It was accountability. And it was weird for me because it's women, and other than most of you on this call, I don't really like a lot of women. And that's my own personal issue. This was the biggest game changer. What I have and I've been a part of every month are these monthly, what we call challenge groups, accountability groups. They are safe. They're in Facebook based. They're private groups, so there's a safe space. I'm always posting pictures of myself wearing a mask, like a face mask, or no makeup, which any of you who know me, I don't post pictures like that for public, right or wrong. These are real people. No. Just hold it up there, sweetie. All shapes and sizes. People that are looking to lose 5 pounds or lose 150 pounds. People that are just looking to gain muscle. Moms, single moms, married.
Like this.
Okay, sweetie, I'm sorry. Just why don't you hold it?
No.
Okay. Okay, how do you want me to hold this?
Right there, like a little ball.
Like this?
Like, yeah.
Like that? Okay. Okay. Real people, all shapes and sizes. There's motivation. There's prizes. In fact, I won these pants that I'm wearing in a challenge group. I won this water bottle in a challenge group. I've actually won quite a bit because I'm really motivated by prizes. There's recipes that we share to make the clean eating thing easy, and they're easy recipes. So I'm talking like busy people, so they share things about like how they can make this lifestyle consistent. But best of all, it's a real place where we can offer encouragement. When life happens, I don't feel like a loser by admitting that I fell off the wagon, or that I missed my workouts, or somebody had a tragedy in their family and they share it. It's not this, oh, happy-go-lucky thing. It's real. We're there for each other, and you can be honest, and we just love on each other. And it's been a game changer. Like I said, the accountability group, checking in with a group every day that's keeping me accountable, that I don't want to, it's weird because I don't want to let them down. Some of these people I've never even met in person. I've met them on Facebook only. It's totally not like me. Was totally out of my comfort zone, not something I ever saw myself doing. I'm like, that's weird. I can do this on my own. Well, obviously I couldn't. And again, I felt like this invitation was heaven sent, so I just jumped in. In my first month in November, I jumped in. I posted every day. I participated every day, and I've done it every day since. And it's part of my life now, and it's amazing. It's part of the success, and it's amazing to actually be able to feel human and real and healthy. So what I'm talking about is that on November 8th of last year, I started with my first challenge group with my friend Kelly, And since that day, I have had a lifestyle change. And because I can't believe that finally, after 40 years, I finally have found something that makes this part of my life not loathsome and unhealthy and yucky. I wanted to share it, and I had no idea how to. So thank you guys so much for coming and listening and being a part of this. I obviously kept it very small and very safe. What I want you to know is that your day can be coming. Your November 8th can be coming. As a quick side note, I told myself that I would consider and possibly push myself to share this with more than the one person that I'd already shared it with, Lisa, who says she's drinking a vanilla Shako right now with peanut butter. Yummy! I promised myself I would share it, or push myself to share it, once I hit my first health and fitness goal, which was to lose 15 pounds. I knew I was carrying, I know I'm carrying extra weight, and I knew that was my first goal. I have to be careful about the scale and spending too much time on it, but I knew that would be safe and not like get me crazy. And let me tell you, with the Shako and the accountability alone, most of that just came off without even thinking about it. And the clean eating, of course, with the water, the 80-20. So I hit that goal, and I was like, so now I gotta toss around the idea of sharing this. And so thank you guys for being here. Now, November 8th was my day. I would love for June 5th to be your day. Some of you are already on a health and fitness journey, which is fantastic. This is a lifestyle that I have seen people in my accountability groups and my challenge groups incorporate into their lifestyle. We have certified trainers that do this. We have people that go to the gym every day that work this into their life. It's a lifestyle, okay? But if you're going from zero to, if you're starting at zero, that's a great place to be as well. I was starting like at -0, -10, okay? Or less. I want your day to be June 5th, okay? We have something really, really exciting coming up, okay? So we have what's called 28 days of giveaways, and it's starting on June 5th. And then it's 28 days in an accountability challenge group that I talked about, in which you can totally lay low if you want to and just sit back and check it out. There's going to be some amazing people. It's like a mega group of like a gazillion challenge groups coming together. Most challenge groups are like 15 to 25 people max, maybe like, yeah, right around there. There's going to be tons of them coming together for this like huge thing where there's a prize available every day simply for being on Facebook, which we are already on Facebook anyway. So win a prize for doing that. And but in that, there's some people that have been doing this lifestyle for a long time, and you can learn a lot. We had one of these groups in December over the holidays, and I learned so much. And learned so much from people that have been doing this for years. And I was also alongside people that it was just their first or second month in, just like was the case with me. In addition to that accountability challenge group, we also will have a smaller one, a more intimate one at the same time. We actually are going, those of us in my little health and fitness community right now, we had one in May called Countdown to Summer. And the coaches from that team, who are amazing, are going to leave that one open. And for those of us that like to have a smaller intimate setting and know each other's names and maybe have a history together, or even for, especially I was thinking for people that are new that maybe don't want to be in a huge gigantic group and maybe would feel better in a smaller setting. So we'll have access to both of those with encouragement, motivation, and again, just the accountability and the excitement. One of my favorite things about these groups are called NSVs, non-scale victories, where it has nothing to do with the number on the scale. It has to do with, oh my God, these jeans that I haven't been able to wear for 6 years just fit. Or, oh my gosh, I was able to push my kid in the stroller all the way to the park yesterday. I've not been able to do that in 5 years. oh my gosh, I only had 2 pieces of pizza instead of 4. I would never not been able to say no in the past. Like, those are non-scale victories, which I get really excited about, because that's where the value in life, that's where the quality of life comes from. So the reason that I wanted to do this weekend when I finally got half enough courage to do it, was because in order for you to join me in June, starting June 5th, I would need you to get signed up pretty soon, because it takes a while for you to get your stuff. And what I'm talking about stuff-wise is I'm talking about a month's supply of Shaco, and there's tons of awesome different flavors to choose from, and I'm telling you guys, they are good. Okay, take it from someone that's like sucked down the crazy, gritty, chalky, yucky shakes of old. You would get the portion fix system with the color-coded containers and the booklet and access to the app and everything. And then you're going to get 12 months of access to all of the exercise programs that you could possibly ever need. Plus, like, so many recipes and message boards and chat rooms that I haven't even ventured into. But talk about a community of a lifestyle of sustainability, okay? So you're going to get that, and it's actually on sale right now through the end of the month. So if you can think about how much you have spent on a gym membership, multivitamins, health shakes, blah, 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 all of that, and dial everything that I just talked about, you can get the all-access challenge pack for $160 right now. And so that was another huge reason that I wanted to share this. And I'll post a link so you guys can spend some time looking through all of that, because I know I've kept you a long time. But please know, and again, those of you that know me, know that I'm a cynic and a skeptic. And well before, even though I felt like this was heaven sent, well before I signed up, I did my research, did lots of time on the internet Googling and making sure that there was money back guarantee, cancel with no fee, leave anytime, nobody's going to come take my firstborn child away, oh my God, why are you making me sign up, oh my gosh. Seriously, there's an empty bag guarantee when it comes to Shakeology. You can use the entire month's worth and send this back if you want to, empty, and get your money back if you decide you don't want it. You can cancel your membership anytime and not owe another dime, and still keep the fixate, the portion control stuff, still have your access to all the workout programs. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, and I'll just dial it down like this. I sat and did the math. I'm old school, right? I had my spiral and a pen and a calculator, probably an adding machine, knowing me. It was an adding machine. And I did the math. And mathematically, it just made an insane amount of sense to just jump in and do it. Again, I think that those of you that know me know I would not go on and spend an hour on a Saturday or take an hour of your time talking about anything that wasn't a life change, game changer, something that I am beyond excited about. And again, I'm excited about it because this has been such a tough part of my life for so long. It's amazing to show Nicholas something different. It's amazing to have my husband say, I'm so happy for you that you have found peace with this huge area of your life. I should mention real quickly before I let you go that my husband adores the shakes. Now, I'm a food addict, so sometimes I'll eat food even if it doesn't taste good, or used to, right? He is so picky. It's ridiculous. Beyond picky. He is so high maintenance to take out to a restaurant. He's one of those people that's like, I want this on the side. I don't want any of that. Please don't hold. Oh my gosh, I just can't stand it. He loves these shakes. He drinks them every day now, which is such an amazing thing because it lowers glycemic index and it lowers cholesterol and it aids in weight loss, and he's got to be working on all 3 of those things right now per his most recent physical. So if I could get my husband, Mr. Picky Eater, crappy eater, on board and supportive of this lifestyle, then I promise you it's worth your time. And there's no risk. Okay, so I'm going to let you go because I have a son whose eye is still burning, somebody who will not leave my door, and that's kind of creepy. And so I'm going to post a link to the challenge pack that I talked about. I would love for June 5th to be your November 8th. And I would love to do this together. We can do this together. We'll see each other and talk every day, as much or as little as you want to, in these challenge groups. Questions, if I don't know the answer to the question because I'm still, learning, there's an amazing resource of tons of women that that we can go to, that I can go to find the answers for you. Bottom line is, it's clean, it's safe, and it's so cost effective, and it works. It works. I'm gonna cry. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for your time. Thanks for hanging with me. I know I kept you so much longer than I had said I would, but yeah. So I'm gonna let you go now. All right. I will post a link. You let me know if you have questions, and we'll talk soon. Please ask any and all questions you have, and check out the link. I will post other things that come to me. I'm sorry. I actually lost my extra key to the house last night, and now I have people like walking around. So I'm going to go now, and I will talk to you very soon. Love you, ladies. Bye.